Welcome back. I freaking love this thing. Let's get into it. Both those four-wheel drive Explorers got stuck with Mercury mud chains. Didn't. But altogether, what a fun day. That was a lot of fun. I was kind of expecting to have this video be full of repairs on the Mercury, but nothing really went wrong. Did pretty good. Now this is where I thought it would fail, and it will eventually, but it hasn't yet. Just some self-tapping screws, not even tightened. They back out or something. I'm not sure. I think I bottomed out in the frame, couldn't get them cinched down, but actually still holding up. I had some pretty low expectations. Self-tappers, zip ties, bouncing through the woods. Biggest problem really was I couldn't see. A little afraid to turn on the wipers when the windshield was really wet, because it would just, you know, wash all the water right down the intake, you know. But at any rate, really didn't break anything that whole trip. It's kind of nice. But right now, my main focus has to be my shop and work. And I'm still going to do four-wheeling stuff in the meantime, but it's going to be the path of least resistance. So, all these run. All these are going to get hammered out. I think this will be the first to go. At least I hope so. Man, does it run bad? Oh, is it bad? Not only does it run bad, it's hard to start. The problem is it always starts. If it quit running, okay, we can find something to do with it. Get that engine out and get another one in, or something totally different. Who knows? I don't know. But the darn thing just won't quit. I'm going to get way ahead of some of you out there. Yeah, both these things need welded up in the rear end pretty bad. Why not the front end too? Sure, I don't know. And I just keep thinking to myself, man, it'd be nice to do all that work in a shop. You know what I mean? Sit in the gravel and the mud. It's the way she goes, you know. I got a lot of projects on the back burner. Let's go walk through them real quick, huh? Ah, yeah, this is a good place to start. It's actually the only vehicle on my property that doesn't start, run, and move on its own. Now this is a 1980, late 1980 or early 1981. It's hard to tell. There's a little confusion on the tag and everything, but it's in between years. What I'm saying is the first year for this engine, and it didn't go so well in the first year from what I hear. And I've had some problems with the engine. It's a long story. It's also pretty rusty. See, here, and here. There's a little spot on the frame that needs patch, but it's actually not terrible down the frame rails. Not too bad. Fixable. Not great. She is a pretty neat old truck. Factory automatic. Factory AC. Pretty neat little truck, really. Just rusty. It doesn't run very well, or at all. What are you going to do? It's a pretty cool little old truck. I really like it. Someday I'll get it back together. I don't know. Maybe it'll get some other engine slammed into it, or who knows where I'll go with this one. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of lowriders or diesel swaps, but I want to do both on this one. That would be pretty cool. Just an idea. Not gonna follow through on it, but man, that'd be cool. A little black smoking diesel lowrider. Neat. Speaking of projects on the back burner, probably one of my most disappointing four-wheel drives I've ever owned. I put a lot of money into this thing, a lot of work. Tried to buy parts for it, do cool stuff like that, instead of hillbilly stuff, and didn't pay off. Now this thing is screaming for a bigger pair of tires, set of tires, 4 of them preferably, but I really don't think it would have been that good anyway. And between that twin I-beam and the spring under in the rear, this thing just did not have much ground clearance. And boy, was it a dog. The weird thing about this is it fires on all 6. Just didn't have any power. I don't know if it's the engine. When I did do all the work to this thing, I put 488 gears in it, from a 327 to a 488, and I said that ought to bring it to life. Not so much. I mean, it was better, but really underperformed. Splash some fuel in the tank, put a battery in it, tire, fire it up, it'll move. It'll run and drive and move. It's just disappointing. By the way, welded in the rear, locker in the front. It's the only one I have with front locker. And it's the biggest turd I have. Oh, did somebody say turd? You got it. Another project I'm putting on the back burner for a while. I don't know how good of videos this made, but I had a lot of fun doing this little project. There was a bunch of stuff I had laying around. I didn't really have to buy anything or do anything. I had that 9-inch, had that motor, had some go-kart stuff laying around. So I was able to just slap it together for nothing. It was pretty funny. And currently the van, it has no brakes and park's not really trustworthy, and it pops out of it sometimes, so, you know. Now the old 3.8 under the hood runs fine. It's getting ready to delete a water pump any day now. It's making some noise. It's been making noise like that for a while. Who knows? I don't know what I'll do with this thing in the end. But it still runs, so I'll find something to do with it. Of course, I didn't forget about it. Never would. Lots of plans for this one. Lots of it. Now I have lots of plans for this thing, and actually, believe it or not, none of them include a solid axle swap. I'm going to keep it the Explorer drivetrain the way it is, pretty much. If I'm going to take any vehicle on a trailer to an off-road park, it'd probably be this one. I kind of want it to be more ready than just backyards wood bashing, you know what I mean? I'd like to not have to push this thing back on the trailer at the end of the day. Now when it comes to safety, you can't say I'm the best guy, right? You don't want to be the best guy. But I can be a little better than this. This is a problem. If this thing goes over, there's pretty much nothing to support there. This is just hanging in the wind. So this thing would crunch up pretty bad if it went over. Really just want to go through it, get rid of the dash, put a roll bar on the inside, maybe keep the windshield. I'm thinking keep the windshield as long as this doesn't break. And then solving that intake once and for all with the dash out and all the HVAC stuff. I'm going to run it right through the cab here. And then my air intake's going to be right up here where the dash is on the inside. Now, truth be told, the radiator swap on the Mercury really was a dry run for this thing. I want to do the same thing. I want to run a radiator in the back, and I want to be able to nub this off and actually take advantage of this independent front suspension, what it has to offer, and that is there's no suspension parts past the tire. So I'd have a straight up approach angle. If I lobbed the frame off, capped it in, and moved the radiator back, I think that would be pretty neat. Also, this thing desperately needs some gears, really bad. 327 ring of pinion in the front and the rear, manual transmission, and first gear is not a crawler gear. This thing doesn't like to crawl at all. It's real annoying to drive in the slow stuff. Now, it appears the cheapest option and easiest option is 410 gears. You can order a whole front differential on eBay used and get it shipped to you for about what you can pay for ring and pinion and bearings and all that stuff to rebuild the front end. So that might be the easy answer in the front. Just go get a set of 410s. And then of course 8.8s are pretty easy to swap gears in. And they're pretty cheap to find too, so 410 shouldn't be a big problem. Definitely gain a lot more gear ratio with that, probably still not enough, but then I would have to go for bigger tires, right guys? Come on. Been looking at 33s for this thing after a 410 swap. I think that'd be just enough to not blow up the front end, still have pretty good ground clearance and power. I think a 33 on a 410 would suit this thing pretty good. And then there's this thing, the old Honda. Actually still runs pretty darn good. Runs and moves, and got a broken axle in the rear. The whole rear end's actually destroyed. The whole casting broke and everything. It's kind of a mess back there. The body's rotted out. It's from the back of this thing, it's just toasted. In the front, pretty good shape really. What I know for sure is this brake is locked up. Last time I moved it, it was a slick day, so I was able to skate it around, but completely locked up. Rock it back and forth. No, it's completely locked up. Not sure how well that's showing up on camera. This thing is full of spiders and spider webs. I'm gonna get those cleared out, key this thing up, see what she'll do. Now in a previous video, I was gonna start this thing up to jumpstart another one of these turds, but I went to turn the key and nothing happened. Well, that was because that battery was unhooked. Let's try that. Key's on, see if it makes any noise. Oh, listen to all that noise. Sounds like the heater fan's working and everything. Let's see if she'll dial. appears both back brakes are locked up. Oh well. Didn't go so well, ended up over here. Not a big deal. Got the right tool for the job. Doesn't look like either of these sides broke loose. Maybe this side a little bit. But got in the ditch a little over here. Got our neutral. Got our seatbelt steering wheel tied off there. Got the front tires straight. Let's go. Say about the old Honda. It does run pretty good. It's kind of a unique thing with a all-wheel drive transaxle deal. So I do want to keep it around. It would be neat to do something with, but I don't know what that something is yet. But I guess we'll put it in the back burner here. Sit her in the weeds with the rest of the guys here. You guys can all think about what you've done, what you haven't. We'll get back to it. I put out a lot of shorts this week. I hope it wasn't too many for you. Just know if you watch my regular videos, you've probably already seen what's in the shorts. I'm just cutting them down. You might see a different angle here and there or something, but for the most part, you've already seen it in the regular video. Not trying to fool you if you saw the same stuff twice. Getting tired of this whole situation. I really need to get all this stuff inside. I can't even hardly shut the doors. There's so much stuff here. My tire machine sits outside. Really need this shop more than anything. But thanks for watching, guys. The rest of the video is just going to be chickens. Hope you enjoy them too. Thanks. Bye. Got eggs under there? There you go. Eggs? Can I have them? Big no. Okay. 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 Yeah, that's scary. You're a scary chicken. I'm sorry. Alright, bye. Oh dear.